Academy Rush week number 5. It is at least my final game of this week here. Dignitas versus FlyQuest Academy, as Dig looking for a win here on the board. It's been rough for the squad since the change of the top side, bringing the 3 LCS players here into Academy. On the Fly side, actually been looking pretty good, even though they've had a fairly roller coaster split, I think it's fair to say. Looking to go 2-0 here on the weekend and bring that record up to 500. And getting their 5th win here. It's been pretty clean though for the side so far. Certainly have eyes on the jungle matchup for this particular game. Fnatic versus Acadian should be quite fun. Fnatic, when he's on, is really good and kind of gets a lot of the early game stuff happening for the side. Acadian on the other side, with the Wukong here is kind of cool. Seen a lot of Wukong in general. Saw it yesterday on the TSM side in support, farming alongside a center. We've seen a top lane, of course, and jungle also. We've seen actually on Dig LCS, Dardock, I believe, playing that in their game last weekend. So maybe something that the team has been experimenting with. But certainly a champion that feels like it is extremely powerful, and you want to try and fit it into your comp almost any way you can. On the red buff here, though, for Fnatic, it is the same start here for Acadian. So we'll see where they end up after those initial clears. In the bottom side, though, Turtle is back in the lineup. Match did play yesterday. JJ again flashing forward, getting the face breaker down. This is kind of becoming his signature move on this set. He did this yesterday, just flashed straight in, went for a bit of an all-in. It does have the phase rush and the and Nimbus cloak, as well as that Hextech flash. So, you know, it can kind of continually make plays. Burning that flash not so bad, although he's a bit more vulnerable to a gank now. But last time he did it yesterday, he got a heal and didn't get a single summoner out of that one there. So I do like the aggression on the set support, and it's kind of cool to see this again for JJ, but unfortunately did not get nearly as much value out of his flash as he may have gotten yesterday. But again, I don't think there's too much threat here from the Ashe and Town Kent, especially if you're able to push them in. JJ and Asta looks like they're first to level 2 here, at least early enough that they got the push and are able to ward out Fnatic. And very important to keep track of Fnatic as a jungler. He will constantly harass your lanes if left unchecked. And I think suspecting that without his flash, that JJ was potentially the target of an upcoming encounter with the enemy jungler. As I said, though, it's interesting to see Turtle back in the lineup. No idea why from the team, why they did swap up their ADs, but Mash wasn't yesterday, Turtle's today, and Turtle has been the primary AD player for the Academy since the last few weeks now, as Fnatic and Acadian actually meeting in the jungle. Not much of an easy battle, though, for Fnatic. Wukong just able to get the slaps happening, and we're triple pushed in. This is going to be a nice room towards the top side. In fact, Revenge have to be awfully careful here in the 1v1. Already pushed in. This is going to be a 1v3 dive, and I don't think Revenge can really get out of this. He's going to try and get the knock-up, lands it onto Viper. Here's a good TP, actually, from Fly, and that is going to call Dig off the play. Triple a very necessary expenditure of his teleport in order to protect his top laner, but just a really solid dive overall. Oh, no, that's a bad idea. Good flash from Triple. Froggen, though, had that lined up perfectly. Gonna flash in, Justice Punch is good. There's a flash forward for Acadian. Ignite is on, and that's gonna be a kill, I think. No, not enough. Froggen doesn't quite have the juice in the summoner spell, but still getting flash and TP off Triple. Gonna force him out of lane. Should be able to move in here and clear out the rest of this wave and try and deny some creeps. A very good early roam here from Froggen and Acadian, and Galio is a champion that seems to be picking back up, at least in Academy. Was kind of surprised to see it go, given how popular Twisted Fate has been. TF was actually banned in this game by FlyQuest, so didn't want to give that side lane and global pressure to Froggen, but Galio can fit the bill, certainly, in a fairly similar way. And already making good use of those early roams. Forcing Revenge to call his mid laner, and then Triple almost getting taken out as a result. So good early aggression here from Dig. Let's see if they keep it up. I'm certainly expecting it, given the comp they've drafted for themselves. Don't think you want to draft Callista and Ignite set support plus Jace and not try and get aggressive in the early game, especially when your opponents are running Ashe Corki with some support. Certainly don't think that FlyQuest have to wait super long in this game, but is this is probably kind of fitting that they do want to scale up a little bit more with their double marksman here. In fact, this dragon's going to be a very nice little pickup here. Not sure where the rest of DIGA potentially checking for this. It does seem now like Asta is resetting. So very early on, 5.5 minutes in. That's even slightly earlier than we see that first Drake take, but Triple giving up a little bit of pressure in his wave, giving up some minions as well to make sure that first dragon goes their way. Certainly should help FlyQuest ease in towards those upcoming Drakes and the eventual Soul. JJ though, Hex flashing in, face breaker pull, and Big just going to get the Devour on as they turn the harassment back around, straight into the W though. And now Turtle's in a little bit too much trouble. Here comes Fnatic though. Big going to try and look for the Devour, but doesn't have it right now. Fnatic flashing in, gets a slow, misses the Q though. And now JJ going to be the target. He doesn't have a flash, but he's very tanky. There's the first mod though over to Wild Turtle. Here's Acadian. Big is going to be sacrificed to the rest of Dig. And Asta will be able to pick up the counter kill. So a really good counter gank there. Or actually just good gank by Fnatic. Looked scary. Was expecting aggression from the set. Managed to turn it around and get the first blood onto Turtle, but good reactions there for Dig. Did burn a summoner or two. Triple in trouble now as well. Getting slowed up. There's the taunt. That should be an easy kill. No mana, no hope for Triple. Froggen just takes him out. Very clean movement here from Dig. It's something that they have been quite good at since the change up in the roster. Been a lot more dynamic as a team, especially in the early game. I feel like they've just been done a good job of maneuvering around and securing early game leads. Now the problem yesterday against the Mortals Academy was that even though they got a lead, it didn't snowball it past the 2K mark and kind of open up the advantage they had for themselves. So this is nice right now. They're up 1,000 gold. Even though down a Drake, they'll be just fine with how this early game has gone. But definitely curious to see if they can extend this lead at all, because Immortals did such a good job of keeping them away, and they were just able to win in the mid to late game pretty comfortably for them. So Dig going to have to keep up the pressure. Revenge kind of knows what's up as well here. Fnatic is behind him though. Who's going to try and feign weakness here. Pressure also continuing in the bottom side here with the Callista. Asta already has those boots built up. Got two longswords as well. Looks like both of them will be going for probably an early Blade of their own king. We already see the build order built up there for Turtle. And I imagine Asta is going to transform those two longswords into one of those as well. That's Triple firing away. He's going for that Manamune, which has become the standard on Corki. No more Trinity Force rushes these days. Everyone's just kind of chilling out, stacking up their tier. Riptailed here also started by Dig. But looks like no contest here for Fly, so it should be a pretty easy pickup. See where Acadian does want to drop the Herald. I'm going to guess top or mid, based on the lanes that have been pushing. Although all three lanes are actually doing a decent job of moving the minions forward, so I think Acadian can be pretty liberal with his use of this first Herald. Facebreaker going to miss there for JJ. That's very painful against Tompkin. Brand's level 6 now though, so I think Big and Turtle realize that cannot be aggressive anymore. Just so easy for Set and Callista to all in you. Can't exactly remember, unfortunately, what AD Asta played yesterday with the Set beside him. But I believe Callista was banned in that game, so didn't get to see that synergy kind of play out, but just thinking about what an all-in could look like there in bottom lane, you can see just how powerful that is. Viper also is really working the 1v1 here versus Revenge. Kind of a fun matchup here between these two, given that they were once on the same organization in FlyQuest. But with the JS, Viper is making Revenge's life fairly painful here, and Revenge is going to take her back here. Actually, no, he's not. Little dangerous to stay with another potential roam, but Fnatic's going to be called up here to the top lane to cover. Did not want Acadian, especially now that he's 6, to get involved. Fnatic is going to get the tag down. Kick is ready, but can't be paired with the flash, and Fnatic already hopped in, so no kick available there on Viper. And there was the counter gank coverage as well from Acadian, who's actually already taken his back. So quite a lot of attention being pulled top lane, but Dig have been covering their options nicely. And already happy with the 1v1 result there for Viper. Triple returns to mid lane with the package though. Now it's time for Corki to potentially get a roam off. There is also that second dragon up as well. Froggen is going to very quickly clear that mid wave. Does have the proto belt, so it's actually pretty easy for Galio to shove the waves almost instantly. It does look like a fight is brewing here for this dragon. Acadian going to sneak in. Will be spotted though by that ward place for FlyQuest. Package already burnt by Triple in mid. I think Froggen probably was threatening enough of a taunt. And Revenge can't really join with Viper threatening him near the tower, so potentially going to be a 5v4. Digger able to get that TP in. Revenge is going to go back. He doesn't have teleport, so there's no way for this to be worse than a 4v4 for either team. But Dig have more than enough control here around the dragon that they'll take it. And that'll stop the potential snowball of the soul and reveal the rift, which is going to be Cloud. Still a big fan. I know everyone's probably rooting for Ocean, but I think especially with this support set being so liberal with the engage angles, JJ certainly will be happy, but plenty to like about the Cloud Soul too. Speaking of set, there could be a dive brewing here. 3v3 right now in this bottom half of the map. It's been cool to see these jugglers shadow each other very effectively, but unfortunately for either side, no one's really found a winning skirmish. But a testament to how well they're playing, covering each other. And they are both pretty content to farm as well, at least right now. Especially for Dig. They can kind of hold in this early game for a little bit, especially in this top lane. Viper is just smashing Revenge and CS. But he's going a little bit differently in mid lane though. Froggen is doing a good job wave clearing and applying pressure, but Triple is farming comfortably here on the Corki. There's that potential dive we talked about though here. Wukong set and Kalista all ready to go. Riftchild's going to be charged up. He's going to get the charge off here, but next wave's going to come in and Fnatic is going to have to cover, and he does. Is spotted though by that deep vision being placed by Dig, but Dig aren't interested in getting too aggressive there. Seems like they're happy enough just to take the plate goal to get out. So fairly deliberate pace of game here. Oh, there's the Fates call in. JJ gonna get the pull back, dunk. Turtle flashes, and he's out. But you can see the combo there. Kind of reminds me of old Alistar combos, where you can just displace a champion pretty significant distance. But Turtle is just going to flash away instantly and be okay. But will not have the summoner, of course, for the next time that's back up, and flash cooldown is significantly longer than those two ultis. Terra platings are falling off those, so good to see Acadian already cash in on that value in the bottom lane. And again, I am starting to get a little bit concerned for Dig, given their game yesterday. I mean, this is a nice lead to have, especially this early on into the game. But we'll see if they can grow it anymore. And they've stopped the Dragon Snowball. Then kind of just waiting for that first big team fight to break out. Because the advantage Dig are just getting in their lanes is, I don't think, significant enough to justify holding for 5 more minutes in this laning phase. Although good dive here from Froggen again. Triple comes in with a TP. Revenge going to try and turn it back around. Triple got good coverage there at the top laner. That's a good play for Dig to make. Triple again going to go over. Thankfully this time for him, there's no Galio waiting to taunt him. Here is Acadian though. Takes the angle. Level 8 to level 11. JJ here as well. Big Doze roamed up, and that's going to force them off mid lane here. I do like how proactive Dig are being, but they are not overcommitting to trying to pick up these kills. And I think that is a generally good policy to be safe with your plays, to try and take high percentage moments. Top lane certainly has more than enough zoning to win the race for first tower, but Turtle makes it pretty close. Going to take down the bottom outer tower as well. Again, all things kind of pointing to Dig having a good start, but perhaps not enough of a lead to feel comfortable with their hold on this game. Which is kind of why I'm saying that I wonder if Dig should be pressing a little bit harder in some of these spots. Maybe not now. I think there's still some value in the farming that's happening. They'll clearly be setting themselves up for this next dragon in 50 seconds. But by that time, I think FLYA will be ready for a fight. Certainly with the items up for both Asta and Turtle. And the Manamino done for triple as well. Good cancel. Oh, didn't actually cancel. I wonder if they wanted to cancel that. They probably did. Just needed to do it a little bit earlier. That recoil grace period can be tricky. So Froggen's able to get away. Middle lane, actually some action here for Dig, as the Rift Herald is going to be dropped by Acadian, looking to cover for this Dragon tick. Herald finally spawns. It's going to get harassed here, but it's going to get that charge off. It's in range and not going to be killed before it can deal that damage. Still, it's disposed of fairly quickly, so FLYA are in position to contest for this Dragon, I think. But no vision here for FLYA is the big issue, as JJ's looking to dive in very aggressively. No flash for Turtle, remember that. Here comes the package dropped in. Galio also moving through, but Revenge with the flank. As Triple's already going to take out Asta. It's FlyQuest winning that first part of the team fight. Good arrow into JJ as well. Fnatic getting so low though with Acadian. He's able to get the spin happening and get the counter kill. FLYA we're able to take out JJ now. Big gonna flash in, gets the tongue lash on the Froggen. Slowed down and chased by Revenge. He does get the knockup, but they'll take it 2 for 1. Sure, they lose their jungler, but they can still take this Dragon. Dig can't really walk their way back in here. So that second Dragon starts to tip the scales and snowball towards the Soul. Is off towards FlyQuest. Mid tower going down is nice though. It's a very good objective for Dig to get. But again, losing that first major team fight, I mean, it could have been worse, but my worries about Dig kind of coming a little to fruition here with how clean that team fight looks for FLYA, despite what looked like a good set of circumstances for Dig. Still pretty early, but bottom lane dive is incoming. Revenge is just getting harassed constantly this game, and see you later, he's out of there. JJ managing to live, and Asta cleans up the kill. I do again like how active Froggen is being here on the Galio. Certainly don't pick this champion to farm all game. Triple also versus Viper, but Fnatic's up here as well, and I think Viper's going to lose this 1v1 pretty easily. Great flash though. Waited for Fnatic, knew that was the one that was going to matter. There could be a potential follow-up dive here though, but Acadian's going to cover. Both junglers will spot each other, that's the wrong one. Q's right into the decoy there for Fnatic. Triple is approaching Trinity Force at a pretty quick pace here. He's really far ahead of Froggen as far as farm goes, but Froggen already has 2 items and a stopwatch, so Galio's certainly not been too far behind thanks to all the successful roaming. But again, it does feel like in the 5v5s that these Corki and Ashe were maybe left unchecked a little too long. Of course, Dig still have good teamfight tools, but I feel like seen teams struggle to utilize Wukong's teamfight to maximum effect. You know, I can see all the theory, find the angle, throw the setting with the Callista, get the Galio ult layered on top, but at least in the games I've seen recently, utilizing Galio and Wukong has not been all that easy. Viper though is continuing his own display of strength here in the bottom lane. Equal on experience, which is good news for Revenge, but the farm diff, the lethality difference is certainly there for Viper. So Revenge knows he's kind of just steering clear of the 1v1. Total also level 10. Been keeping pretty close on items actually to the Callista. They're basically equal. Curious to see if they build the same Zeal item as well, or if there's something different. Although I imagine they have both Hurricane users, so I think we will be seeing some copycatting still on these builds, as Turtle has actually finished his Hurricane now. I like this 4-man play there for Dig, and Galio cannot join right now from where he is, but could always roam to mid lane here. Kind of curious that Dig pulled off though. I think that was definitely a spot that could have dove Revenge. It has no flash. Now maybe Revenge is going to eat it. Frog and they're getting pressured as the arrow gets thrown on top side. And that is going to be a tower over to Dig, so the small window they may have had to dive Revenge was not left open, but more than enough pressure to take out that tower. And they're actually growing the gold lead, which is the thing that we kind of asked of them. You know, up about a little over 3,000 gold, almost 3,500. Sure, they don't have the Drake advantage, but I don't think they're too worried about getting that snowball happening, given that the first 3 Drakes have been split. And I think getting this 4th one is pretty reasonable given where they're at. Although forcing FLYA into a team fight, maybe not what the doctor recommends, given that they're just kind of winning in the side lane. So probably see more patient play here for Dig, just wanting to play around Viper. I do want to see them play a little bit more aggressively for picks, because the extended trade does leave Triple knocking down a tower in top lane. And he already has the Trinity Force. He's probably got the transform fairly soon. Just always get nervous trying to strike the balance between, you know, being patient and picking your spots and letting too much time tick on by to the point where your opportunity to open up the game more no longer exists. And feels like FlyQuest as an org in general have been very happy to play slow. I feel like both their teams in Academy and LCS are very consistent for the most part. I feel like they can just play solid League of Legends and be A-okay. FLYA, though, starting to get a lot more aggressive around this next dragon. They want their soul point. Triple's ready with the package. He's just going to straight up shoot Asta. Package is straight on top of him. And that's an easy 1v1 for Galio to try and save Asta from, but Triple's going to win that easily. Now going to get chased up, exhausted, as Viper already took out Big. Triple, though, is going to get taunted, and that's going to be a kill for Froggen. Very well played there on the Dig side, but they do get the trade kills. Asta walks into Turtle. Now 3v4, how can they navigate here? Cadian does have his ulti, lets it rip, the Cyclone's out, and there's a good taunt as well. Fnatic's going to die, but they get the trade kill, as the Cadian will die. They need to chase down Turtle, though. Froggen knows he has to get it done, gets the taunt, snaps on, and that's an easy shutdown. 500 bonus gold over to Froggen, who did absolutely everything in that team fight. Triple, a little too ambitious perhaps with his 1v1 attempts, and Froggen just picked them apart in 3 different instances there with the taunt, so that's going to equalize the Dragons. That's going to continue growing that lead for Dig. 3-0 now on this Galio. Froggen is working overtime in this mid-game to kind of snowball the game in a manner that Dig could not manage yesterday. I wonder if Triple just played a little more quietly in that game, if things would have gone differently. I don't mind the play. You know, he knows that 1v1 he's going to beat up Kallisto, and Asta was isolated there after the package usage, but there's no exit strategy for Corki at that point. I wonder if he'll make the same decision again. Guess we'll find out, but a teamfight win for Dig nonetheless. Continuing to just stack lethality on this Jace. We haven't even seen Dig like need to siege an objective, you know, whether it's a tower or around the Baron pit. But this Jace poke is real nasty, especially on these squishy carries. In fact, there's no armor anywhere except on the Tahm Kench. So Viper in a real nice spot. And Triple getting tagged up by the Jace poke. Yeah, look at that. Great skull, see you later, Triple. Ooh, great devour there for Big. But there's Turtle already dead to JJ. Now they're diving. Dig can feel the strength in their team fight. Going to take out the tier 2 as well. This is the pace we were missing yesterday, but picking up 3 already, going to knock through mid. This is going to be potentially a very quick end here. They might just push through for the Nexus towers. It's 5v2 for a little bit longer. 15 seconds till Big is back. And they're just going to look to dive here. Revenge can't really do anything. Going to get taunted up and killed. Fnatic trying to find the kick. Isn't going to manage it. There's the rim, but it's not enough to get the kill. And he does get the set, but that's just the support. That's going to be it. Nexus over. Dignitas are able to take down FlyQuest very swiftly here, denying the 2-0 weekend.